This video is in continuation to the previous video in which we have seen the theory part in terms of budgeting. So, in this, as you can see on the screen, the problem with respect to the production of 5,000 units in a factory is being given. So, we are supposed to prepare the flexible budget when the production is increased from 5,000 units to 7,000 units. The details with respect to their costing expenses per unit when it was the 5,000 units in terms of production is being given. So let's quickly draw the format. The first column is regarding the particulars, followed by the other two columns, respectively, for one being 5,000 units, the other one 7,000 units. The 5,000 and 7,000 unit columns, I'm further going to split it into two more sub columns, one being the per unit column and the second being the total column. Respectively, even for 7,000 units, I'm splitting it into per unit column and total column. Now let's go about checking in terms of the details which has been given. Materials per unit for 5,000 units is being given at rupees 50. So the cost is going to be 50 into 5,000. So it's going to be 2,50,000. So it's 50 into 5,000 amounting to 2,50,000. In the same way, for 7,000 units, when we are supposed to calculate, per unit is 50 again. So 50 into 7,000 will be 3,50,000. So the next entry being given is with respect to labor cost. So in the particulars, labor cost and per unit, which is being given in the sum for 5,000 units is rupees 20. 20 into 5,000. So it's going to be 1 lakh. In the same way, 20 into 7,000, 1 lakh 40,000. The next entry being given is variable cost. For 5,000 units, it's given to be 15 rupees. So 15 rupees in the per unit column, 15 into 5,000. So it's going to be 75,000. In the same way, 15 into 7,000, the total is going to be 1 lakh 5,000. I would come back to the fixed overhead a little while later. So, going about with the next one is administrative overhead expenses, which is given in terms of variable and fixed. So, admin overhead, I would just classify it into variable cost and fixed cost. So, in terms of variable, it has been given for 10 rupees, it's 5% variable, and so remaining 95% is going to be the fixed costs. So 10%, 5% of 10 rupees is going to be 50 paise, and respectively for fixed cost, 95% of 10 rupees 9.5. So zero point 0.5 into 5,000 units, 2,500, and 9.5 into 5,000, 47,500. So when we are calculating it for the 7,000 units, the zero point 0.5 in terms of variable will remain constant. So zero point 0.5 into 7,000 will be 3,500. But for fixed, the total amount will remain constant. So I'll write it as 47,500 divided by 7,000, which is going to give me the per unit cost 47,000 divided 47,500 divided by 7,000. That's going to be 6.78. So next one which has been given is selling expenses. So let me just go about increasing this screen. So yeah, the next one which has been given in the same way is selling expenses. In selling expenses, the per unit for 5,000 units production is being given at 10 rupees, wherein here, if in case you see, it is 20% fixed is what is being given. So let's again consider in the same way, fixed 20%. So variable is going to be remaining 80%. So out of 10 rupees, 20% is nothing but 2 rupees in terms of fixed, and variable is 80% for considering it to be for 10 rupees, it's going to be 8 rupees. So 2 into 5,000 units is going to be 10,000. And in the same way, if in case I'm calculating for 7,000 units, 10,000 divided by 7,000 units, it's going to be 1.42. So in terms of variable cost, let's consider. So variable cost of 10 rupees for 80%, it's going to be 8 rupees. 8 into 5,000, 40,000. In the same way for 7,000 units, 8 is going to be the constant per unit column. So 8 into the 7,000 units, it's going to be 56,000. So the next entry which is being given is in terms of distribution expenses. So distribution expenses, again, they have been given it to be 10% is fixed, and per unit in terms of production of 5,000 units, as given in the problem, is 5 rupees. So let's just quickly make a note even in the same way. Distribution overhead, so two columns fixed, being given at 10%. 10% of 5 rupees, and variable is 90% of 5 rupees. So when we calculate, so the fixed in terms of 10% in terms of 5 rupees is going to be zero point 0.5. So zero point 0.5 into 5,000 units, and in the same way, variable 90% of 5 rupees, so 4.5, 0.5 into 5,000 units is going to be 22,500. So when we're calculating it for 7,000 units, when it is fixed, the amount I'll consider the same way, 2,500 divided by 7,000, 0.35. And in terms of variable expenses, it's 4.5 into 7,000. So that's going to give me 31,500. So now the remaining item which we had left out was in terms of fixed overheads, for which the total amount is being given as 50,000 when it is the production of 5,000 units, and per unit being given is 10. So let's consider the same way. Total cost 50,000, per unit given for 5,000 units is 10. So since they have given the amount, we'll consider the same even for 7,000 units. So 50,000 divided by 7,000 units is going to give us the per unit of costing or amounting to 7.14. All right, so now we are done with all the entries which is being given. Let's calculate the total cost. So the last thing which is asked in the sum is pertaining to total cost per unit, and also the total cost in terms of 5,000 and 7,000 units production. So vertically calculating or totaling from the first item till the last one, per unit for 5,000 units, the total amounts to 120, and total costing amounts to 6 lakhs. In the same way for 7,000 units, per unit column, total amounts to 113.69, and total in terms of costing amounts to 7 lakh 96,000.